This is how you rank in Google's AI overviews. We've been testing this across multiple niches: e-commerce, health, affiliate, any niche where visibility truly matters. And after dozens of experiments, we built a repeatable SOP that will get you the results that you want. You're going to appear in those AI overviews and LLMs. But let's focus purely on Google's AI overviews for now, so we can see how we can get our content cited within those sources. But here's the part that actually surprised us. The ability to appear in those overviews didn't come from just purely backlinks or domain ratings or traditional SEO metrics. It came from being really smart about how we design our content from an on-page perspective, and I'm going to show you exactly what we did and how to replicate it. So I'm going to run you through an example of how you would rank for a keyword like best protein for weight loss. What you'll need to do is take your current content that's ranking not so well and get it placed in AI overviews. Step 1, research the current AI overview landscape. First, you want to search for the keyword that you're going after. For us, it's best protein for weight loss. Does an AI overview appear? Yes, it's pretty likely. And what's being cited? We're looking at things like Healthline, Men's Health, Amazon, all very reputable sources. Also take note of what kind of content is being listed: listicles, blogs, videos, posts, LinkedIn posts even. Are they mixed? Are they generally favoring one type of publication? We need to take that into account in our research. Now, what comes next in any SEO journey? It's creating a spreadsheet. You want to label your headings keyword, AI overview, yes, no. Are you being cited currently? If you're being cited currently, we've got a great place to start from. It now truly reveals what Google is favoring in search results. Now we're into step 2. We want to be clustering and looking at our keyword expansion. Use a tool like Ahrefs, SEMrush, any type of tool that is going to give you the best keyword analysis that you find. It's up to personal preference, really. And we want to build a semantic topic cluster. Look through the topics that you want to rank for and start building your analysis from there. If we're looking at the weight loss protein niche, we'll find keywords like best protein for female weight loss, whey protein versus plant protein, does protein help lose belly fat? Simple questions that people want the answers for. And remember, it's all about what people are looking for in those search results. They're looking for the weirdest questions to solve their problem. So belly fat does make sense. Everyone wants to get rid of that. Let's put that in our research. Then also layer in people also ask. Look at Perplexity's conversational queries. Go through, start analyzing your niche. Go through Perplexity, go through ChatGPT, start plugging in keywords and start building your semantic clustering. You want to group by informational, comparison type keywords, product focused keywords. You can even go to the extra step of visualizing it in Gemini. I'll make a different video about all the sick things you can do in Gemini another time. So back to this, if you're an experienced SEO specialist, it's keyword research, but you have to build the semantic map that AI can follow. Think about the questions that would initiate a search, trigger an AI overview, and what type of follow-up questions would also be helpful along that search's journey. And in a second, I'm going to show you one weird keyword that Perplexity suggested that you wouldn't find in a traditional SEO tool, and yet it showed up in the AI overview. Now we're on to the next step. We're building the optimized pillar page. So I'm going to use Gemini actually to build a simple page to visualize how this would look. Now you actually want to build the page, or if you have a page that already exists, start optimizing it. So let's start with something simple like the URL structure. If we're trying to rank for best protein powder for weight loss, I would name the URL best protein powder for weight loss. Keeps it very straightforward. In terms of the structure, let's get a little conversational with the content and start off with a sentiment or a phrase within that introduction that says it really depends on what your goals are. This is something that you would imagine an AI overview would suggest when you're Googling this, because it's the type of conversation that you would normally have day to day. If someone asks you what's the best protein powder for weight loss, what would you say? You'd say, yeah, depends on what your goals are. So let's use that in our content. Start thinking like how a human would respond, not a robot. That little tip will give you an edge whenever you're creating content from now in 2025 to beyond. So I'd start off with these types of sections based on my keyword research. What makes protein powder good for weight loss? Start off with the why. Why fundamentally is this a good idea to do? Let's start off with that section because it's the first question that someone might ask. Now you do some comparison. Top 5 protein powders, each with its own pros and cons. Let's be objective in our content. If there's a weight loss powder that would be good or bad or somewhat in between, some have supplements, some don't. Some have more sugar, more carbs, some don't. Some are more plant-based, others are made of whey. There's all types of variations you can do in this, and at least you're giving the user who might be viewing this content an objective view on this. Then I would set up a section that is how to choose yours, so make it relevant to the user. Depending on what your goals are, here's some pros and cons, and this is what I would suggest to try and pick. In section 5, I would add in some basic FAQs that we'd find through our keyword analysis. Now section 6 is where we would add something like a downloaded guide or even a video. What you could do is add in video content. I believe video content is going to be insanely insanely important for being placed in LLMs, whether it be AI overviews, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok. This is where a lot of the information that is going to be retrieved in the future. I want to find unique content that's not been said before. So the best way of doing that is using video content, which is unique and it has to be done by a subject matter expert at the end of the day to make it qualified content. So include something like a 3-minute video about the top protein powders for weight loss. You can get high production with it, you can go low production as well, but also embed it with video object schema as well to make sure that Google can understand that content really simply. But here's the twist. When we've done optimizations like this, they haven't directly appeared in AI views initially, but they've reached better positioning on the search results. We've taken pages from page 2 to page 1 to the top 5 rankings just by having the vision of saying we want to appear in AI overviews. We've increased our positioning in the traditional 10 blue links, which is not a bad thing. Google is still a major traffic driver. So the fact that we're optimizing for AI overviews, we're still optimizing for an extremely powerful marketing channel. SEO should still be the bread and butter of our intention. We're just finding that little cream on top to make it appear in a new type of search result. In our final steps, let's do a quick tech setup and audit on our page. We just want to make sure our page is crawl ready, make sure the heading structure is logical, H1, H2, H3s for the different sections of the content. We want to make sure that we internally link from our home page, our category page, and our blogs to the right pages, anything relevant to our content, and add structured data, add FAQs, and any other relevant schema that would be useful for Google to understand. Here's another layer you need to add on top of your content to appear in AI overviews. EEAT, a trust layer. We talk about it a lot in SEO. You need an expert writing the content to source claims and to add to those brand mentions. Now, EEAT is something that is known as a criteria in search engine optimization, but use it as a framework for any content that you want to get cited, and comparison tables. This is great for best or versus queries. AI loves simple to understand information, so make sure you put it in. Google doesn't cite just great content, it generally favors content that is credible. So how do you generate credibility? Well, you need to be a real person. If you are a person that knows a lot about protein powder because you're a nutritionist, you're working in fitness, make sure that you have a headshot and a bio on the page that shows yourself and any studies that you've cited throughout your research. Make sure that your citations are relevant publications that are authoritative as well. Think about Harvard, Mayo Clinic. There's a lot of great nutritional information on these major websites that is cited from actual scientific research or documentation. Now, Google is a bit of a wild west when it comes down to these things. Now, if you don't have a doctor or nutritionist on your staff, or you aren't one of those people, you can still rank in these AI overviews. You just have to add in more layers of authority to your content in different ways, whether they be internal links, citations to other pieces of content, or just work on your overall brand to be an authority in the niche. This is the hardest part and the newest part of ranking in AI overviews. It's the tracking. The best way I found to track your wins so far is to manually check the SERPs that you're trying to rank for and see if you're cited in those positioning of your results. I've got a simple spreadsheet that I can share to you that tracks any changes that you make, but you still have to go through and check the positioning and if you're cited or not in these AI overviews. SEMrush does have basic tracking for ChatGPT, and there's a great tool called PEC. They've just launched being able to track AI overviews, but they also track very well in ChatGPT and Perplexity. I'll share a link to the product below. In 2025, if you're creating content about your products or services or comparisons, you need to be targeting AI overviews as a priority. This simple framework can help you understand how to rank in these new types of search results. If you want this exact framework, it's in my AI SEO playbook, full of different systems, not only to use AI for SEO purposes, but trying to optimize for new AI-powered search engines like ChatGPT, like Perplexity, and like in AI overviews. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, I'll send it to you for free. This is a framework that we use as an agency to optimize our clients' content. So I want to give it to you guys to keep sharing great information about how to rank in search. Thank you for watching. Now go out there and build content that AI wants to cite, and I'll see you along the journey.